Life Hacks Beyond Convention with Dee and Sonia.
So, yeah, I don't like the idea of the surveillance in supermarkets and that either. I actually understand how people feel, but it
Mm.
just is what it is.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
nothing we can do about it. And so,
it's
if we want
interesting,
the
isn't it?
conveniences that come with technology, I think we have to come to a point where we accept the inconveniences and those things that we don't like as well.
Yeah, because they're minimising, well, they're not, they're trying to minimise or mitigate theft partly. So, yeah, sort of if
Well,
you're
when
in
I
a,
went through the self-service of a few weeks ago now,
Mm.
the I just put it through, and anyway, it pops up, and then there's this thing that says the service person has to come and help
Oh,
you,
yeah.
and it was like, so it was the scanner machine didn't think. I think it thought I'd put the wrong thing or I'd scanned the wrong thing. Can't even
Oh, the
quite
weight
remember
didn't
the.
match up.
Yes, there was something there that wasn't,
Mm.
that the scanner machine thought that I was doing something naughty.
Mm.
Anyway, when the person came, like, and they go back through, you see the video of you, and it's really quite
Okay.
confronting because it shows, like, it showed me and it showed exactly
Mm.
what I was doing.
Yeah,
And whatever I'd done, it was something I'd done that caused the computer to
yeah,
think I
but it was just a
was.
mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's just
Mm.
like, oh, that's fine. And
Yeah,
so but that was a little bit
uncomfortable.
oh, it was a bit confronting. I felt
Mm.
embarrassed. I
Mm.
so not that I think I showed anyone that, but I really felt embarrassed that this machine's beep, 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 you need customer
Yeah,
service. It's like, what have I done wrong?
yeah.
And then they come over, so they're coming over. I suppose they're used to this happening quite
Yeah,
regularly. But anyway, then they go back in, and then you see yourself actually
yeah.
picking the stuff up, putting it through the scanner, putting
Mm.
it in. It sees
Yeah.
completely inside my bag. It sees what I'm putting in my
Okay.
bag.
Yeah.
It sees my face.
Mm.
It was very
So there's
confronting.
multiple cameras.
It was very confronting how much information they had. And then the realization that, well, how long do they keep that video for? Where does the video go?
Mm. Yeah.
And is it an issue? I don't know. It just felt confronting.
With AI being used to scam, then your face is available on certain systems. So if someone hacks that system and then has your face, they can then do that. And
Yeah, so I do completely understand people's concern. Um,
mm,
Tried to stop thinking about it because otherwise I just get overwhelmed and,
yeah.
it's like
Mm.
not
Well, I
good for
guess the
me to
thing,
go down that rabbit warren because
no.
then I start to feel anxiety, I think, and
Okay.
and
Yeah.
then the way that you manage life isn't useful. And for being an Australian, I do think there's a lot of overreach by government in
Mm.
regulation and what they say we can and can't do. Like the latest one here in Victoria that's come into effect, I think as of yesterday, if it hasn't quite come into effect, it's very, very soon, is that machetes are now outlawed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Um,
think I'd heard that. That might, yeah.
And I
Well,
just thought, oh my goodness, yet another thing, because we already can't have guns for people to arm themselves. Pepper spray is outlawed in a lot of states. Like, and
I didn't know
now
that.
here, yeah, not all states, I don't think, but a lot of
Mm.
states you can't have pepper spray. Not sure in Victoria whether you can or not. I haven't, I'm not
Mm.
sure. But the machete thing, and it's just, and I look and I think, well, because there's all this, it's costing him, I think, $500,000 for the machete amnesty. So, of course, like when the whole gun ban came in,
Yeah.
you know how you can, what's the word
Yeah,
that,
hand your guns
yeah,
in.
hand your
Yeah.
guns in. Yeah, so they've got
Mm.
to hand your machete in, and there's no,
Mm.
like, you don't get any sort of fine against you or anything like that at this point. But which government in their right mind actually thinks that criminals are going to hand their machetes in?
Yeah,
It's
exactly
the
that.
only people that are handing them in are those that are using them for legitimate
Gardening.
purposes. Yep, gardening, or it could even be to do with some of the role
Oh,
playing things. You know, the different how you have different. Because what was it?
yeah.
Someone I was talking to.
The
I'm not
Sikhs do dances and ceremonies with their swords, but I don't know whether they use machetes.
role playing of some description. Anyway, so it was quite a legitimate purpose, wasn't being used for
Mm,
anything nefarious. Nobody was ever
mm,
in danger, but that's what they had this machete for, was part of
mm.
the, yeah, reenactment stuff.
Yeah.
And 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 so you just look and you think, well, so people like that hand it in, then they were never going to be a danger to society anyway. But Joe Blow, you know, in the backyard or
Mm.
somewhere else, who
Does
actually is a danger to society, they're not going to hand him in.
Yeah. And what are people in Queensland going to do? Those that, because we went to markets and stuff, and there were guys there doing coconuts, and they use machetes to cut
Mm.
them down and
Yeah,
then
well, I don't know that it's come in
um,
to other states at this
sugar
stage. It's
cane
just,
used to
yeah.
all be, yeah, like if you're still hand harvesting sugar cane or if you're knocking down bamboo, what are you supposed to use?
I suppose it'll this look like this is me making an assumption. There may be
Yeah.
no truth in this, but I make the assumption it'll be the same as guns, that you can go and get a license and permission to use it in certain
Oh.
circumstances. I would
Mm.
make that
I would
assumption.
hope, well, we would hope so,
Mm.
because yeah, yeah,
But so I do think there's a bit of government overreach in this endeavour to keep the country safe.
yeah, because in essence, it's not really going to work, is it? Like you said, the
I
criminals
don't
aren't
think
going to
so.
hand their machetes in.
Well, I look at, for example, was it in the last couple of years? I can't remember exactly when. I can't remember exactly when it was, but
Mm,
where the car came into a mall and mowed down people and killed them, like that was in Melbourne,
yeah,
absolutely horrific. So I think, so if we're going to keep following this same path of every time there's tragic death or tragic things that happen with a weapon, that we shut it down. Well, what does that mean? Nobody's allowed to have
mm,
cars? Because every
yeah,
time you take away, like you take away a gun, they use a machete. You take away their machetes, they use a car. You take away the
yeah,
car, what? They get out the kitchen knives?
yeah. Well, that was my argument with anyone that has their guns taken away from them if they've had a mental breakdown or something. Is like, are you going to take the kitchen knives? Like,
Mm.
yeah, you better take all the rope if you're worried about this person doing something silly. Yeah, yeah, it's catch-22, and yet I hate the way America is with theirs. So,
With guns.
yeah, yeah. Where do you draw the line? We're drawing the line almost too low in some ways, and
Oh,
theirs
yeah, I
is too
know. It's
high.
interesting, isn't it? So you just think, oh.
Mm,
Anyway, I think Australia's a pretty good country to live in. I'm grateful that I live here. I think, you know, compared to some places that I could have been born, this is a
mm,
pretty good place to have been born. I'm
yeah,
luckier than some people in the world, you know.
yeah. I feel the same way.
And do I think there's overreach in some areas? Yes. Do I think it truly impacts my life on an individual basis? Probably
No.
not
Mm,
particularly.